We departed from Aquatic Cove in the dense San Francisco fog to head south down the coast of Central California. Santa Cruz and Monterey are approximately 90 nautical miles from San Francisco, and we decided instead of an overnight sail, we'd head into Pillar Point to check out Princeton by the Sea and break up the journey into 2 days. Pillar Point Harbor is a boat harbor created by a jetty immediately north of Half Moon Bay. Pulling into the sheltered harbor, we headed to the northwest corner to anchor as it provided complete protection from all winds. There are many permanent moorings throughout the bay, so take care when anchoring. And for those who prefer to relax in a marina, transient moorage is available at the Pillar Point Harbor. There's Gargoyle out there. We're in Pillar Point. These pelicans. So cool. The anchorage overlooks a small cluster of resort hotels and restaurants, and the harbor now is primarily used by pleasure craft. The Pillar Point Harbor is situated at the extreme north edge of the city of Half Moon Bay and the southern edge of the community of Princeton by the Sea. A quick dinghy ride in, along with getting lost in the marina, and we were finally ready to check out the town. Right there. Also located to the north of the village is Maverick's surfing location and beach. Rumor has it the beach is named after a German Shepherd, Maverick, who was accustomed to swimming with his owner and other surfers while they were out surfing. After a strong winter storm, waves can routinely crest at 8 meters and top out at over 18 meters or 60 feet. This has made Mavericks a winter destination for some of the world's best big wave surfers. After visiting the town, we had a quick dinghy ride back to Gargoyle to get prepared to head out the first thing in the morning. We are in Pillar Point, actually anchored in the harbor. The marina is over there, and this is the town of Princeton. We are just waiting for the winds to pick up a little bit. We have been here for about, we've been here for 2 days, 2 nights. Just kind of relaxing, checking out the town, checking out the sights. And now we're just waiting for the winds to pick up and some of the fog to dissipate. As you can look out, kind of over the breakwater, there's a thick layer of marine fog. And there's no wind, so we're gonna wait for the wind and some of the fog to run off. And in about an hour, we're gonna depart to Santa Cruz. This has been a great little town with the only drawback of flies. There's thousands of flies along the breakwater. We've got some video of it. There's hundreds and hundreds of pelicans and seabirds, and I think that's attracting some of these flies that we're seeing. We have an infestation right now, so when we get to Santa Cruz, we're hopefully going to get rid of the flies and do an aeration and get rid of some of the flies that are driving us absolutely bonkers. Good thing is we haven't been feeding the cats that much because they've been in a fly palooza, eating tons and tons of flies. But great anchorage, really nice and quiet and peaceful here with the foghorn in the back, which seems like it might be annoying, but actually after the first 3 or 4 hours, you really don't notice it. We set off to find the Santa Cruz Marina was under construction, so we headed into Monterey and under the moonlight eased Gargoyle into the bay. After a quick morning coffee watching the resident sea otter, we headed in to check out the town, starting with Fisherman's Wharf. Oh yeah. You can just see Gargoyle. She's got that. She's got a big mast. See her there? Your boat? You see your boat?
I do. That's what she said. My, you have a big mast.
My, you have a big mast.
No, that's what I said. You can see where we came in. Where we parked. Impressively spinning at night.
Well, we can do this at night again, right?
Yeah. Next time I'm going to back in, though. Okay, enough tourists. I think I got my fill of tourists in San Francisco.
You're not done yet.
I know, I see that.
You're going to be a tourist for the rest of your life.
I am. That's funny. I hadn't thought of it that way, but you're right.
Next stop is the waterfront street of Cannery Row. The street name was a nickname for Ocean View Avenue, and it became official in January 1958 to honor John Steinbeck and his well-known novel Cannery Row. Once a site of a number of defunct canning fisheries, caused by the crash of the sardine industry in the 1950s, it is now filled with restaurants and hotels, several which are located in former cannery buildings. Some privately owned fishing companies still exist on Cannery Row, housed on piers located a short distance from the historic district. This is also the home of the famous Monterey Bay Aquarium. Early proposals to build a public aquarium in Monterey County were not successful until a group of marine biologists affiliated with Stanford University set up a research center in Monterey. And in 1978, David and Lucille Packard created the Monterey Bay Aquarium Foundation, purchased the research property, and began to build a public aquarium. The aquarium was built at the site of a defunct sardine cannery and opened in 1984. The Monterey Bay Aquarium receives around 2 million visitors each year and has led to the revitalization of Cannery Row, producing hundreds of millions of dollars for the economy of Monterey County. The aquarium is a non-profit public aquarium with a regional focus on research and conservation efforts of the marine wildlife and habitats of Monterey Bay.
I'm recording the most unimpressive $10.50 car ride I've ever had in my entire life. There's Carla driving. This is the 17-mile road. I think we've been screwed. Look, there's a house.
A lot of houses.
There's a lot of houses, none of them quite impressive, and some trees. Trees! I haven't seen trees since we left BC. I suspect Carla's gonna edit out my commentary. And a road. I feel like a total tourist. I'm videoing from the car.
In the 1890s, the area around Pebble Beach was purchased by the Pacific Improvement Company, who laid out the 17-mile road and started the construction of the Hotel Del Monte to bring vacationers and investors into this area. As you drive through, there are several outlooks and stops along the way, each with information to highlight the history of this peninsula. The scenic road through Pebble Beach and the Pacific Grove hugs the Pacific coastline and passes through famous golf courses, mansions, and scenic attractions, including the Lone Cypress, Bird Rock, and the 5,300-acre Del Monte forest of Monterey cypress trees, finally ending up in the picturesque town of Carmel by the sea. After a quick lunch at Brophy's Tavern, which we highly recommend, we decided to play tourist and check out Carmel. Carmel by the Sea began as a Spanish mission in the 1700s, developing into a town by the early 1900s. After the 1906 San Francisco earthquake, the village was inundated with musicians, writers, painters, and other artists, turning Carmel into an artist colony. Today, Carmel still carries on its rich art history and has numerous hotels, restaurants, and retail establishments for its visitors. Did you know you're prohibited to wear high-heeled shoes without a permit? Good thing we only packed flip-flops. Rumor has it this acted to prevent lawsuits arising from the tripping hazard caused by irregular pavement throughout this town. Wow, look at that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh, looks good, sorry.
It's calonis.
So for the past 5 days, we've been here in beautiful Monterey Harbor, a spectacular stop on our way south down the coast, and a million things to do. Just to name a few, we've been over and toured the Monterey Aquarium, which is beautiful, Cannery Row, with all of the old cannery buildings, and then of course quite a few have been renovated into restaurants and pubs. Really nice West Marine, probably the smallest West Marine we've been to, but the most helpful. Just a quick mile walk up the road as well. And then we rented a car and we drove over to Carmel by the Sea. Took the 17-mile drive. We toured around Pebble Beach, saw the world famous Pebble Beach tree that is their emblem. Then stopped in Carmel, walked around the downtown of the beautiful little village. Looks like something out of a movie set, with all of the houses looking like they came from a hobbit's home. And then of course had lunch at Brophy's Irish Pub, which is just a fantastic. Back here, just literally right off our port side here where we're anchored, or actually anchored. We're actually moored here in the marina. The Fisherman's Wharf here in Monterey as well. Mentioning anchoring and mooring balls, we've watched the mooring field and the anchorage here, and when the wind was blowing 25-30 knots the other day, it was very, very, very bumpy, so I think we'd pass on that. They said even the cruise ships sometimes don't stop if it's blowing. So the harbor's fabulous. Rick and the entire team here, two thumbs up, guys. You do a wonderful job. I think every other marina in North America should come here for training. These guys met us at the dock in the dark with a flashlight, helped us tie up. Just amazing team. So can't say enough good about that. Last thing to leave you with is we are leaving here at 1 o'clock in the daylight, heading down to Moreau Bay. When we came in in pitch black because we didn't get here as soon as we had hoped. Not the best move because you come in and exit through what they call Jaws, which is a very tight breakwater, very dark when we came in as well. But again, thanks to Rick for being there and a beacon of light on the dock for us. That's it.
So we are just coming around Point Pigeon, which is, I believe, Carmel and Monterey. You can see Carmel by the sea. It's just right in front of us right here. We are on a beam reach, and Sir Capitan is very happy. We're doing 8.5, 9 knots.
9 to 9.6. We're smoking along.
Got about 17 knots of wind, and we're letting Gargoyle just stretch out and enjoy the ride. We're going to be around Big Sur in about 2 hours, but a beautiful day out here. The sun is shining and the winds are perfect, so we're on our way to Morro Bay.